Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today, we're going to talk about Bitcoin, and we're going to be doing an update on the bull market support band. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Let's go ahead and jump in. Bitcoin today is trading for a very modest $61,758. Now, we like to do these videos every single week because I think it is timely to provide frequent updates on where the 20-week SMA and 21-week EMA are. If you're not familiar with these moving averages or the importance of them, it is just that when Bitcoin holds the line at these moving averages, we tend to do pretty well and put in new all-time highs. This is something we discussed at length over here in this region. We talked about it at length and we ultimately failed to hold it. This time we held it and we got new all-time highs. We held it here. What happened? What came next? We had clear skies ahead. We had new all-time highs. If you go zoom in on this on the daily, you can see that we in fact held the line right at the 20-week SMA, okay? Right at the 20-week SMA. Now, the 21-week EMA also has relevance, okay? A lot of times we'll hold support there. In fact, we had a wick to it right there, a wick to it right there. But at the end of the day, the 20-week SMA is what actually rescued us, all right? And one of the things to note is that whenever we test the 20-week, it never feels like we're going to hold it. And I said that during the 4 weeks that we tested it over here, the bull market support band over here. It never feels like it's going to hold. When we were back over here, a lot of you probably thought we were going to go much lower. And of course, there's always a chance we could have, but it never feels like it's going to hold. And then in hindsight, it always seems obvious, right? It always seems obvious in hindsight. And look at us now. We put in new all-time highs. We've pulled back some. Now, I understand this last week has been really hard on people. All right, I understand, right? And it's reasonable to understand when you look and see that Bitcoin did in fact drop about 1% on the week. So I know a lot of people are upset. That was a big 1%. But let's just try to pick ourselves up by our bootstraps and continue on. All right, nothing goes up only. We will have corrections along the way, and a 1% drop, I know, as drastic as it is not that big of a deal, okay? Now, the video we put out earlier was, let's keep an eye on the weekly close. Ideally, we can close it above 60K. Why? Because it might indicate that we are finding support at the same level that Bitcoin previously found resistance. It's the only reason, okay? Now, is it possible we still come back down? Yeah, it's possible. But I'm just saying, having the bulls make a stand at this level is showing that there are buyers, there are bulls, they are trying to show that what was previously held as resistance for 3 months is now being held as support. And you can just look at it. I mean, look how much time we're spending above 60K. We didn't really spend that much time above 60K earlier this year. I mean, we had some daily candles above it, right? We moved above it right here. We had to move above 60K, and we came above it right here. But it's not like we spent a lot of consequential time above 60K. Okay, we spent most of it below 60K. Now we're kind of hanging out above 60K, and it feels pretty good. Now, we know the importance of the bull market support band. So where are the values today? Well, the 20-week SMA is coming in at a very modest 45.6K. This will depend on the exchange you use. It could be 45.5, 45.6, somewhere in that area. That's where the 20-week SMA is. The 21-week EMA is coming in at approximately $49,000. So in the event of a drop, we would like to hold those levels. Fortunately for us, in the short term anyways, Bitcoin is still holding above 60K, so it doesn't really seem like there's an immediate threat of testing the bull market support band. Furthermore, we might find support at the 8-week eventually whenever we do have a pullback, as we know that provided support during the last leg earlier this year. We said we need a 3 to 6 month lull in the market at the very least, and then maybe we can begin a second leg. And I believe we are at least, this is potentially the second leg, right? I mean, we've already put in new all-time highs. We still have a long way to go, right, for it to actually fulfill a full second leg to a cycle, but we are at least on the right path so far. The 8-week today is already 53K, all right? So in the event of a drop, 53K might actually hold the line before even getting to the bull market support band. But again, right now, as I said, Bitcoin still looks relatively bullish. if we go look at a number of different indicators, we can look at this forecast tool that we've made, and if we sort of speculate, what if the price of Bitcoin went up 3% each week? The 20-week SMA would look like this yellow line, this yellow dashed line right here. So what that means is that it would only take Bitcoin until mid-November for the 20-week to be over 50K, right? It would only take 3 weeks or so for the 20-week SMA to be above 50K. The reason why that's important is because previously the 20-week SMA capped out at below that level, right? So that's the 8-week. It capped out at around 49K. Okay, the 20-week SMA previously capped out at about 49, maybe just below 49K. Okay, so something to keep in mind is this red line right here. Something to keep in mind about 49K, and it will only take Bitcoin approximately 3 weeks to put in a 20-week SMA that's above that, assuming we only go up by approximately 3% each week. If, on the other hand, we were to go up 5% each week, by the time we get to early December, we could see the 20-week SMA at over 60K. All right, this is a pretty important thing. You guys understand the importance of the 20-week moving average. It provides the support and the confidence that we need to continue a bull market. All right. We can also look at the linear regression of these moving averages. They're pretty conservative, but they sort of just show where the 20-week SMA would go if the price, if we basically speculate on the price using linear regression. This is the 20-week SMA, the 21-week EMA, and the 8-week SMA. Linear regression, dubious speculation. Okay, again, the 8-week is moving up relatively quickly as well. Now, let's go back and look at this other. I just want to cover this because I've been covering it in the last few videos. We want to make sure we keep covering it as we continue to navigate things. So far, this pattern here has continued to play out relatively well. All right, and I keep saying it's probably not going to follow it endlessly. But so far, it's doing a pretty good job. It's doing a pretty good job so far, all right? And it's been doing it for a number of weeks now. Now, if we were to continue to emulate it, then it could mean that within a couple days, we could get a move up to, or maybe not a couple days, maybe by the end of the week, we could get a move up to 70K. This will be a pretty bullish move, and obviously, I'm not going to speculate that we're going to go to 70K by the end of the week necessarily. But what we are saying is that if we continue to emulate this pattern, which we have fallen behind a little bit at the current time, if we were to continue to emulate it, then it means we could go to approximately 69 or 70K by the end of the week. Regardless, as I've said many times, Bitcoin is still technically in an uptrend, and we have plenty of wiggle room, right? Nothing but wiggle room right now for Bitcoin, and we put in a higher low, we put in a higher high. I think it's just time to relax, wait, and eventually I do think Bitcoin will prevail and make it to above $100,000, and above 100K is probably where retail FOMO sets in. I don't think retail FOMO has set in yet, but I do believe it will come after Bitcoin hits 100K and goes above it. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We do have the premium list at IntoTheCryptoverse.com if you want to know how I'm navigating these markets. We also do have the NFT. We launched an Into the Cryptoverse NFT. One of the sets is sold out. There's 2 other ones. One of them has 50-something copies left. The other one has plenty. We're going to burn any of them that aren't sold within a week by the end of the month. So if you guys want to check those out, you can check out the description below and you'll find links to that. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe, click the bell icon to turn on your notifications, give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye.